So my friend always wanted a PC, but there's a little issue. He doesn't really know how to build one. So naturally he called me. Now look, I build PCs and I'm pretty good at it. But this one was different. And with how things went, maybe I shouldn't have ever built it. But first, we will divide this video into 3 parts, and starting with the first one, we'll build the actual PC. Okay, so to start off, we just moved every component on this fancy looking table and naturally started by unboxing the motherboard, which I must say was really pretty. We then got to the core of the build, the CPU. He chose the 7600X, which is a very solid pick, and it's enough to get him on AM5. Installing it was a bit stressful, but we eventually had it done. We then got to the most expensive component in 2026, which was to no one's surprise, the RAM. I kinda laughed at him because I got the same exact Corsair RAM kit around a year ago for my build and paid it like 4 times cheaper. But anyways, we put the sticks in the 2nd and 4th slot and we did the infamous Zactac Tough wiggle test. We then moved to this Chinese looking SSD, which he told me was the cheapest one he could find, and installed it. Now, before you start roasting me in the comments, I know that part is not put in correctly, and we did end up realizing, don't worry, it's fine now. So for the case, he went with the Antec C5, which looks good, but turned out to be a hell to build in. We put the motherboard in with some questionable techniques, and here I tried to take a cinematic shot of these screws, but well, they weren't coming out. Anyways, we screwed it into the case and then got to the AIO, which was by far the worst part. He could have just got an air cooler, but he said he liked the aesthetics of an AIO. Also, you see those cables? Well, I absolutely hate them, but you'll find out why later in the video. Anyways, we peeled off the culprit of many PC building problems, which was a lot harder than we expected it to be. We proceeded to put just a pea of thermal paste to save a bit of it as a snack for later. Installed the AIO onto the CPU bracket and, well yeah, that's just my fault. We then moved to the radiator and we were going very well. Just look at how majestic that PC is. Now to the power supply, which is a Corsair RM750E. It's very reliable and it has a good wattage for its build. It was fairly easy to install. After all these worthless components, we finally get to my favorite part, which is by far the graphics card. He went with the 9060 XT, which in this economy is honestly the best choice for his budget. 16GB of VRAM, double what Nvidia is offering, and very good performance. We removed the brackets and installed it. After that, we connected everything to the power supply, which was actually pretty easy, and peeled off the AIO sticker, or I don't know how you call it. After that, we were done. We put the panels back on and admired our hard work. More like my hard work, but yeah. Little disclaimer, we did spend like 3 hours troubleshooting because it wasn't booting and it ended up being a problem so stupid I don't even want to talk about it. But anyways, we were ready to see if it finally booted, and it actually did. Now, I know you are looking at either one of these 2 things. First one, the cables. Well, you remember that thing about the AIO I talked to you about before? Well, I absolutely hate them. Yeah, here's the problem. Normally on AIOs you do something called daisy chaining your fan cables together, so you really only put one in the motherboard header. For some reason, this one just didn't want to. Well, it was probably just a user issue, but still, we had to plug each one into the motherboard, therefore not leaving any space to hide the cables. And the second thing you may be looking at is the fact that the AIO is off. And while I'm sure that is not normal, it started running by itself after some time, I swear. Okay, we can now get to the second part where we make this machine come to life. We got into the BIOS and tried to figure out if everything was fine. Strangely, everything seemed to work according to plans, so we proceeded with the Windows installation process. We got our key ready, plugged it in, and got ready to install the world's most bloated software. Yeah, I also use it, by the way, I'm joking. We eventually had this done too, and his setup wasn't looking that bad, apart from those cables. Also, why is he so shaky? Like, I have to stabilize my footage because here's how it looks like if I don't. For the last part of this video, I'll include benchmarks and the reason behind this apparently absurd title. I know you all wanted some benchmarks, so here they are. We chose 2 competitive titles and a story-driven game that is very common for checking system performance. For the first one, one we have Counter-Strike 2, where he averaged around 280 FPS on low settings. Keep in mind that is on a deathmatch, so in an actual game it does get about 320. For the second one, Fortnite, where he averaged around 300 on performance mode. And for the last one, we chose Cyberpunk 2077, which is one of my favorite games, and he averaged 146 on the high preset. Overall, I think we can be really happy with the performance we achieved during the Ramageddon. Now, taking a closer look to the finished build, unfortunately you can realize why I think I shouldn't have built this. We still had a lot of cable management to do. But he said it was fine for now and he just wanted to play. 2 months later, he still hasn't done anything to it. So I figured if this video hits 500 likes, I'll go fix his PC and make it look like it should. So for now, bye, and remember to always stay positive.